I can't go any faster than the computer. Yes, it's ready.
Okay. Bob, will you do roll call, please?
Absolutely. Jerry Nelson, physically present. Neil Beaver, physically present. Jeremy Fisher, physically absent. Robert M. Ferguson Jr., physically present. Christina Lynn, also Peggy Myers, Tony Janeway, and one citizen.
Approval of the last minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
I'll second it. All approved.
Aye.
Park.
I don't have anything new to update. I know Neil had a question about the timeline. I haven't talked to anybody recently.
Yeah.
Do you have an update on
And
that, Bob?
I called Neil right away after I got the email. Yeah, the latest I have is looks like possibly May 15th we should have it into our possession. Then we'll have another 30 days until Oak returns it back over to us, and then we'll have to go back in and do some leveling and get some curbing done for the park itself. I've got a meeting at 2:00 tomorrow with Marcia down at the site to speak more about the community build. And other than that, I'm looking probably at mid to toward the end of July. And that should be complete.
But the parking lot and the pavilions will be done by mid-May, right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So that'll be the pavilions, restrooms, walkways, parking lot, and drainage.
And drainage. Yep.
Pole track.
Nothing new from last week. Yes.
I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Generator.
I did reach out to the guy from Live Oak, and he said the small generator for the wells is still the same price as what he quoted us last year. So we're good on that, but he still hasn't heard anything for the big generator. And I know that Jeremy had reached out to another organization, and they're supposed to get a hold of me and possibly come down and give us quotes. That's it. I haven't talked to anybody else.
130 North Church Street.
I do have the certified mailing receipts. I've got a draft of a complaint ready, but I'm starting a 4-day jury trial tomorrow, so it'll probably be next week before I make any progress and get that filed.
Okay, new business.
But we are working on it.
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
We are
that's,
working.
you're
We are
fine.
moving forward on it.
You're fine. New business, Tony?
The only thing I got is it's time for the streets to be sealed again, the cracks in the street. I reached out to Jason and he gave me the same quote as like $8,877. And then right now is the time to do it, so
How much was it, did you say?
$8,877. That's the same quote he's given us for the last
Okay.
3 years or so.
We need to approve that amount then.
I'll make a motion to approve the $8,877 for the streets.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
So, yeah.
No, Steve?
Was there, because I know Steve mentioned that he didn't see any ordinances that we had about like the trailer parking, semi-parking.
There is an ordinance for it.
There is an ordinance.
There is,
I
yeah.
drafted it.
That, you should have got an email.
I don't remember what it says, but I know we prepared
Okay.
one.
That was
It
the
actually
one.
says that there's no semi supposed to be parked overnight on the streets.
Okay.
So in regards to that then, since that's private property, where they're parking, help me out. I mean,
That's none of our business.
that's what I'm thinking.
Part of it is though, because part of it's the railroad property.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on our property, that's our business.
Okay.
But
Well,
I understood it was solely on the co-op, old co-op.
No, majority of, I would assume the majority of it, because the railroad property runs down the middle of the co-op property. So the majority of the semis are on the railroad property. But there is some, and I guess it depends on what Keystone thinks that they own. They may not realize that they don't own the middle.
Oh, they know. They have contacted their
But
lawyer.
I mean, the semi, there's two semis that park down there, and like I said, the railroad property, I think is like 100 foot or whatever it is down the middle. And the semis park, I would say the majority of it's probably on the railroad property.
It's kind of hard to prove, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, without having surveys and whatever else, I don't.
Yeah.
Because I know the railroad property, it basically straight, I mean, you can come off of Peggy's, I know where Peggy's property line is now.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of that street. But we could come off of that and measure and stuff, but I mean, I would say the majority of it is railroad property, but they are parked on Keystone property also.
But there is an ordinance.
Well, yes, but, and again, I haven't read it in a long time. I think it applies to, does it apply to the streets? Yeah. So I'm not sure it applies to that property.
Okay.
So I think the concern was them dropping the trailers, right, and causing damage. That was a concern initially, at least. That's why we started drafting it, was
Well,
dropping
as far-
the trailer
yeah,
and
as far
causing
as that
damage
goes
to
and
the
stuff, but,
asphalt.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did come up there not quick enough, but I read the ordinance after I seen that on there and stuff, and it was basically stating that unless the semi is being unloaded or whatever else, like we have deliveries and whatever else, that they're not supposed to be parked on the street, which I know that Bob's neighbor also parked on the street over here to be able to plug his semi in for the winter and whatever else. As far as I know, they didn't do any damage to it, but
But he parked it in the wrong direction, on the wrong side.
yes, he did.
I think that was so he could plug, so he
Yeah.
could plug it in.
Because he lives there, right?
Mhm.
That's where it is.
Yeah. Yeah, he ran an extension cord from his house out to that.
Okay. Christina, anything? Bob?
Next week, we'll be closed all week for the ILMCP Academy. And we'll be gone from, well, all week, so.
And Tony, do you guys have a seminar to go to also this month?
We are not going to, Bruce is going to it.
Okay, it's Bruce, okay.
We'll be around.
Okay. Anybody have anything? Donna, how are you out there, anybody?
Well, I just was asking about that little book thing, but
Yeah,
I
okay.
asked, but like you said, we don't get anything else to take care of.
Yeah, that's
I'll
true.
tell her I ask.
Okay. Okay.
The cleanup on March 21st, planning on 1 to 4 p.m. at the park. And I know Walk by Faith said they're planning on bringing their youth group out, so should have quite a few people signed up. So anyone else can still join though. 21st, 1 to 4.
That's at the park?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
The ordinance actually says, that, I mean, there's a list of boats and trailers and whatever else, buses and whatever, but it says semi-tractor or semi-trailer cannot be parked on the street.
So that's the only thing it clarifies though, is on the street.
On the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what I
right
was
now,
thinking,
even if they're on the
possibly.
railroad property, which is not a street, it's ours.
Wasn't that
Number
completed
six,
when
restriction to
along
cer- or
the
number
street
six there.
police would park along?
Yeah, I think that's
that
what
was put in the-
brought it up.
that's
is that
ordinance
we're dropping our
2023.
That's what I was
trailers
trying
on
to
the
look up.
Chippewa and didn't want damage to the asphalt and I think that's what led to drafting.
Which I put that in an email.
Is that what?
Yeah,
Steve sent that out.
I missed that. I
Oh,
didn't see that
The
one.
rest of the streets really aren't wide enough to have.
That's true, every time you log them.
maybe that'll force Keystone to give it to the town.
So, I mean, technically they're trespassing.
That's what I was gonna ask them.
So what would Keystone have to do in that situation if they're trespassing?
Have them served a no trespass notice,
Okay, and that would be served by the town,
law enforcement officer,
the town marshal?
any law enforcement officer.
Okay, just asking the question, okay. So as of right now, as far as we go, we just really need to leave it alone until,
Unless you don't want them parking on the railroad property.
I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not a street or anything right now. I mean, do you?
I mean, I've heard complaints from people about the noise of it,
What noise?
whether they leave it running.
Oh. do you?
That doesn't bother us, we're used to it, so.
Oh, I guess I didn't pay attention.
They leave it run in the wintertime so that it doesn't, so that the
Yeah.
fuel doesn't gel. And also, if it's really cold or even really hot, and they've got a trailer with a reefer, then they're going to leave the reefer running. Because when I used to park mine over there, I left the reefer running all the time.
They borrowed electricity from the caboose for a while too, years ago.
I didn't know. I didn't. The booth wasn't there when I parked my truck there.
I don't have anything. Anybody got anything else? Meeting adjourned at 7:12.